Welcome to the Foundational Book Writing Workshop. I'm Christina Dreve with 4-Week Book, and I'm so glad that you're here, or if you're watching this later, I'm so glad that you're here, because what we need to know when we're writing a book is who we're writing it for. Oftentimes we think about the story that we have and how important it is to us, and it follows us around until we're able to figure out the best way to share it with the world. What we forget to think about is how our reader is going to receive our words. So part of the writing process is really thinking about where your reader is at this point in their life, what it is that they're thinking about, what they're worried about, what they need from you at this particular time in their life. So thinking about those things before you start writing your book really helps you figure out exactly what content needs to be included, what gets left out, and how to weave the delicate dance all together, right? Because we want to share enough of our heart that we're helping people without oversharing or scandalizing anyone from the past or anybody that's currently in our lives. So understanding our audience is really important to writing your book. It sets your mind at ease as far as who's going to read it and how this book will help. So here's what we're going to do today. Make sure you have something to write with. Handwrite, please. A journal, a pad of paper, typing paper, anything that you have handy to handwrite on. It's scientifically proven that handwriting things draws different connections and pulls different sources of creativity than keyboarding. So if you're physically able, let's try handwriting. We're going to do some free writing exercises. In my book, Write Your First Book in 30 Days, I talk a lot about why free writing is so important to your writing practice. Free writing means that you don't censor yourself. You're giving yourself full permission to express your opinions, to let the deeper emotions come out. So when you do free writing, you have to know that this is only for you. This is not an essay. This is not a term paper. This is not something I'm going to ask you to share on Facebook or anywhere else. Free writing is solely an internal exercise. And only when you know that your writing is safe and protected are you really going to be able to be free and really write from the heart and really write what's present for you, what's deeply asking you to be written. So it's so important to have that framework that this writing is just for you as we start the free writing process. The other thing in free writing is that the prompts that you're going to be given, that I'm going to offer to you, you can choose to respond and write about the prompts that I'm giving you, or you can branch off and write something else. The reason that the questions I'm going to offer you may feel a little vague is because you're allowed to follow your own path. These are suggestions. These are thoughts that can start your thought process. So feel free to play with it. Your writing is your own. Yes, I'm a writing coach. I have some pretty good ideas on how to help you. But all in all, at the end, your writing is your writing, and nobody can tell you how to do it. That's really important, that you listen to that interior voice and that you're able to allow yourself to speak freely. So the prompts that I give you may feel vague. In free writing, what happens is that I'm going to set the timer and we're just going to write and wander down the path. We're just going to meander. Whatever thoughts pop into your head, you can write that down on the page. Just keep following the thoughts, and no matter where they go, keep writing them down, because even though you might be writing, this is crazy, I can't believe I'm writing nonsense right now, I can't make sense of this, eventually we're going to get to a place where something else happens. So free writing is kind of like that before you start singing or before you give a talk. It lets us clear out the cobwebs a little bit. So feel comfortable and okay with writing some crap first before anything else happens. The idea of writing is that it is a practice. It's not a one and done. It's not a, I'm going to sit down and write this beautiful, perfect thing. It is a practice, which means it evolves. It gets better as the more we do it, the better it gets, the more fun it is for us, the more fluid we are at our writing. So that's how free writing works, and I'm going to ask a couple of questions, give you some time to free write your answers, and then I'll keep track of the time so you don't have to worry about anything as far as timing goes. Your only focus is to work in your notebook, in your journal, or on that piece of paper. So after about 4 minutes, you're going to hear a little chime, and that's just a gentle way of bringing you back to wrapping up this thought. We'll have about another 30 seconds or another minute when you hear that chime, and then you'll hear me directing you, bringing you back to our group at the end of our writing period. So hopefully you have some water, you crack those knuckles, get ready to approach our first writing prompt. So here it is. Why is writing a book important to you? I'm starting the timer. Why is writing a book important to you? Let's come on back to the group. Takes a little time to get rolling, but it does happen. It does work. You can get rolling when you give yourself full permission. So, next question. We're going to do a little shorter time this time for this prompt, and the question is this: who could your book help? Intentionally vague. Who could your book help? I'm going to set that timer again. We're going to do 3 minutes, and I'll share the question up on the screen here. Okay, let's come back to the group. Forgot to mention last time, if you'd like to do some more writing on this particular question, leave some room in your notebook. Don't stack the next question right up to it, so you can come back and continue writing on that. Third question, again, we're just following our thought train, letting it take us where it needs to go. The question is, what might you need to let go of in order to write your book? I'll set the timer, and you can just write on this question, what might you need to let go of in order to write your book? Okay, let's come on back. One thing I forgot to mention, and it's really helpful when you think about this in your free writing and all of your writing, is that there's no right answer, which also means there's no wrong answer. So when you can give yourself full permission to write what's in your heart, what's on your mind, you're going to make a lot faster progress and figure out where the pull really is for you and which trail of breadcrumbs you should follow. So don't put pressure on yourself. Don't think that this is for a grade or, again, that anybody's ever going to read this, because they're not. This is just for you to help develop your ideas and your writer's voice. So, second to last question here. Leave some space if you want to go back and work a little bit more on what you might need to let go of before you write your book. And the question now is, what do you want your reader to feel or know after they read your book? I'm going to set the timer, share that question. You can just write freely. Okay, let's come on back together for a minute. I'm hoping that you're seeing the value of having a structure for your writing, having a direction, somewhere to start your thinking process, having the space and the time set aside for you, having that support system underneath your writing can make all the difference between thinking about writing a book and actually having the tools in your toolbox and the step-by-step process to write your book. So I hope this is helpful for you. We're going to do one final question. Again, free writing, letting any thought pop in and process it through your arm onto the page. Our last question: how will you feel once your book is written and out in the world? Wrapping that up and coming back with us now. Well, first of all, take your hand and give yourself a little pat, because not many people take the time to think about their book long enough so that they can figure out what structure they need to have under their story, whether it's memoir, whether they're turning something into fiction, whether it's to promote their business. You really need to understand what the book is about. And hopefully these questions helped you zoom in a little bit more on why this is so important to you. And if you'd like to have some more help one-to-one, or you'd like to discuss your book idea, I'd love to schedule a slot for you. I'll have a link in this email with the replay, and I look forward to talking to you soon. And great that you have gotten your book started. Let's get to work.